some key opportunities that you should be aware of as a heads up to you as you progress in your career. What's up, fam? It's your boy Demuir here, purveyor of all sounds underground. Thank you for joining me on my YouTube channel today, where I'll be discussing the topic of the dumb things that labels do. I've been on this dumb kick for a while. Probably have to switch it up after this. But before we jump into the details, what I need from you is that SLC. Hit subscribe, like, comment, and more importantly, hit the notifications bell to stay in touch with the new videos that we have up and coming. All right, so let's jump into this. What do I mean by the dumb things that labels do? Well, I've had some time in my career now of over 15 plus 20 years where I've submitted a number of demos to a number of different labels, and even up to the point of signing tracks where I've observed some key opportunities that you should be aware of as a heads up to you as you progress in your career. So point number one is poor communication. I cannot stress this enough. Poor communication from a label is usually indicative that they really don't care about the artist, they don't care about the music, they have no wherewithal in terms of awareness, in terms of getting the music out there and what it means to you as an artist to get this deal done. It's really a sad thing that I've seen a number of different labels, big and small, do. And then finally, the ones that are able to take responsibility in terms of poor communication are the ones who just get it done. I know things happen, and sometimes you have to be very patient, especially if they're artist-run labels where the artist is doing a multitude of things. I can get that and understand it. However, if you sent a demo and no one's come back to you in 3 weeks and you followed up 3 or 4 times and you get a little, yeah, I'm going to listen to it, and they still haven't done it, well, that should be indicative that they really aren't engaged and they're not focused on communicating properly with you and your music. And point number 2 is when the label is not flexible to work with you on anything from the contract to release dates, as well as just not communicating to you, similar to point 1, in terms of changes they've made to see whether or not you're flexible to that. I think when you see these types of things, that you should be very aware and alert that it might not be a label you want to do business with. And point number 3, this is a good one. When you've submitted a track, everyone agrees that this is the right thing to do. They want to go ahead, and you even come up with a release date. And then the label comes along and says, can we get a different style because so-and-so in the label did not hear your demo submission and want something else entirely. I think that is completely disrespectful to you as an artist to say, yeah, we've agreed to one thing, but now we're going to switch it on you and do something else. It really isn't the artist's fault that you submitted a package of good work, and then because someone at the label didn't hear the result and they're trying to appease that person, that you as the artist should change everything about the project. It's just whack, in my opinion. Point number 4, this has happened quite a bit, and I've observed in other previous conversations where the label dangles promises and all sorts of rewards and prizes and things that you can't even say will actually come to fruition in terms of commitment. When you're having these types of conversations, you have to ask yourself, what is in it for me versus the label? And if the label is truly being transparent, why are we having this conversation of, if you give me this track right away, we will give you this somewhere near in the future? Like, it should just be a very straightforward conversation. These are the tracks. We're going to sign these tracks. This is when it's going to get released. Versus holding up something to sort of entice you to get you to come on board. It's really an unfair practice a lot of the time, and you should watch out for that. Point number 5 is a great one. It's a key reason why it's important that you review your contracts, and I call this twisted math. So as an example, I will give you where people can agree that an artist should receive the net revenue. So it's gross revenue minus expenses equals net revenue. but it's important you review your invoices to see how things are calculated, because in different times, and it's been old label practices where I've seen certain labels take out their piece of the pie, and then whatever is left over is considered the gross revenue for what's distributed to expenses, and then the artist is kind of left with either being in the negatives or just, purely nothing at all. And it's important that you guys have this understanding of what net revenue means and how that's calculated. It's ridiculous I should even be sharing this with you, but it does happen. Certain labels in their old school practices do these little things where gross revenue to them means it's the total revenue that comes in less their cut of the revenue, and then whatever is left over gets calculated as net revenue to you as the artist. So watch out for that one. And there you have it. Those are my thoughts on the dumb things that labels do. Let me know your thoughts on it. I would love to hear from you. I usually join a conversation within 48 hours of posting these videos, and the conversation doesn't have to stop here. You can join our Discord channel as well as my Patreon to stay in touch with like-minded individuals who are all there to support you in your journey of becoming a full-time DJ and producer. Much love and respect to you. Peace.